Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, George U. Foxtrot Firearms. Today we're going to be doing some real advanced gunsmithing, some real gunsmith work here. We're going to be switching the pistol grips on these guns. So, this is also kind of an excuse to kind of just take a look at these 14.5 Super Duties that I have. So we have a Luna Black and then a DDC factory Geissele 14.5 Super Duties. This is a little bit back then when they were still including the Surefire closed sign flash hiders. I think after this generation, they went to their, I want to say they're called the Spark or the Spark Out flash hiders. And I don't think it accepted any suppressors. I don't think they're very popular because shortly after that, I think now they include one of the Huxworks flash hiders out of the box. And when they're selling the 14.5s, they're sending them from the factory pinion welded, as you can see there. So this is it's not really old, but it's a little bit older model. So they were still including these older A2 kind of angle Geissele grips, and you can kind of see the angle of that, right? So it's very puts a lot of fatigue on your wrist. It really is most beneficial when you have the stock fully extended, just kind of the ergonomics of that. But I don't really ever shoot with the stock fully extended. I kind of shoot more about this position. So on the newer rifles, they've updated their grip angles on their new grips. These are the A17 grips, and these kind of mimic the grip angle of like the BCM Mod 3s, which is what I shoot mainly on most rifles, and I think the Magpul K2s. And I'm much more a fan because you get a much more vertical angle, less fatigue on your wrist. At least that's what I notice. I think most people do. A lot easier to shoot. So we're just gonna be switching these over and kind of just taking a look at these rifles as we do that, and kind of have the corresponding RC2s. I'll throw those on later, just kind of get a look at the rifles. But I have a T2 on this guy and an EOTech EXPS 3.0 on this guy. So we'll start with the DDC rifle. I think this is honestly one of my prettiest rifles. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really beat the shit out of this one. I remember a while back, Lucas from T-Rex Arm says that's like safe queens are disgusting. He absolutely fucking hates them. He hates me so much right now because I have this safe queen. But yeah, this is a really beautiful rifle. I don't want to beat the shit out of it. I don't have to because I have other 14.5s. Now when I have a rifle that it's not really for show. I don't want to say this is for show, but I got it because it was really nice and it was a good deal. But I have some rifles that are dedicated to training with, kind of a duty rifle type of setup, and I don't care if they get scratched or scuffed. But like I said, I'm fortunate to have the luxury to have some that are for more serious roles and then some that just look really good. So let's get started on this grip change. Super easy. You know what? Let's separate the upper and the lower for this. Just make it a little bit more manageable. Alright, and I believe these triggers are the Geissele SSA X's. This is the lightning bow trigger shoe. For a while, it was exclusive to these Super Duties, but then I want to say maybe a little under 2 years ago, they started selling them on their own. But people were selling these for a ton of money when they only came on these rifles. I don't really care for them. Like, the lightning bow is cool and all, but I prefer the Geissele SSAE, just that kind of traditional curved trigger shoe. But it's cool. Alright, so this is very simple. You can kind of see inside. Let me get a light here. See inside, it's literally just a flathead screw. So we'll get in there. Alright. So you just unscrew the grip. Again, guys, this is very advanced gunsmithing, okay? You need a degree from the Sonoran Desert Institute for this. Okay, now it should be good. So, let's see here. Turn this up a little bit. So, be careful when pulling out the pistol grips because they have this spring. So, it has this spring that sits in here, and this pushes into the safety selector detent. So that will, well, we don't really need to bring that out, but sometimes that'll fall out, so just be careful with that. I'll show you what that, guys. I'll show you what it looks like. Right there. Alright, so this is what that safety selector detent looks like. The point is it's going to go in when you reinstall, but that's what retains your, so now your safety selector will be spinning freely. Again, this is not really tutorial, guys. This is just, you know, I might as well, since I'm already doing this, might as well explain, just in case somebody doesn't know. I know a lot of you guys already know how to do this. This is basic stuff, but somebody might be watching that doesn't know how this works. Again, this is the safety selector detent. This nub is going to go facing in. I typically do this putting the safety selector kind of in the fire position somewhat. I don't really think there's any rhyme or reason to that. This is what I do. We'll take the new A17 grip. We'll put the spring. There's a slot there the spring sits in. And then kind of have to force it in sometimes. Sometimes they're really tight, but I kind of just work it in, make sure that it lines up with the detent. Okay. All right, so we got this back on. So this is going to go back into that slot. There's a threaded hole in the receiver, and then you tighten this down, and then that's pretty much it. You're done. It is a little tricky just because you have to get this down in there, and it tends to not want to get into that hole. Real quick, before I reinstall this grip screw, I want to kind of show you guys. These are typically the two types of screws you're going to see for the grip screw. You're going to see the flathead or the 3/16 hex. The 3/16 hex, I like a little bit more just because I have this kind of T-handle. It's easier to kind of lock in there, and then I usually kind of angle it, and it's easier to get it in that slot. When you have the flathead, which is what this came with, so I'll just keep it as the flathead. You can kind of balance it like this, and then you kind of guide it in there, which actually worked nicely this time. We just tighten this down. All right. So we now have the new A17 grip installed. So we'll put that upper receiver back on. All right. And we'll throw the RC2 on just for the aesthetics. All right, so this is our new A17 grip. Again, a lot more vertical grip angle. I'm a big fan of these over the traditional A2 kind of angle. So you can kind of see here the angle it was before, and this just gives it a little more of a steeper angle. A little bit easier to grip onto. All right. So next we'll do the black one. Feel free to comment down below what grips you guys like. I've been using the BCM Mod 3s for years and years. I think it's one of my favorite ones, honestly. I've not played with these A17 grips before. These are pretty new. I have used the older ones that were on the rifle when we started. Not a big fan of these. Honestly, I don't know, it's just not very comfortable to me. I can get by with an A2 grip just fine, but if I have the option, I like to have the upgrade. BCM Mod 3s are like 18 bucks. It's a very inexpensive upgrade that makes a pretty significant difference, honestly. All right, so we'll do this one a lot quicker. Make sure your safety selector detent did not fall out. Again, nice and easy. That one slid in a lot easier than the DDC one did. Kind of balance it on there. I'll get the lower receiver, and I'll just walk it in. Fuck! Okay, all right, you got it. Second try, nice. All right, so A17 grip is on, the black Super Duty. So you can see the difference now. Here we have the old grips. You can see the grip angle, more traditional, more old school. Puts a little more fatigue on your wrist, kind of tweaks it a little bit more. And these are the new A17 grips on the Geissele Super Duties. But all right, guys, super simple video today. Just want to show you these really nice rifles, kind of show you a really simple process of changing the grips. Little changes like this make a huge difference. I got both these grips for about 17 bucks each. So not really expensive, but it really does pay off. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Comment down below what you think of these rifles, or if you have any yourself, what experiences you might have. Stay tuned for the next one, guys. Thank you.